make my other self host. All right, welcome to the Onpassive weekly webinar, everybody. I'd like to invite you guys to take a look at some of the things that we've accomplished here over the past few weeks and months. And I'd like to invite you to take a look at some of our other Onpassive videos that we have in our Onpassive YouTube group and share them with other people. Also our Facebook group, Onpassive Power. And let's see if we can get this going here. All right, so we've got my screen shared there. Go back over here to where that video was. All right, here we go, guys. Enjoy. Oh, wait, there's no sound. Hold on a second. Let me go back. I don't know how to turn the sound on like this. It's not working properly. Bear with me, folks. We're still trying to figure this out here. All right, I'm just going to stop my screen share. All right. Was it this one? Sorry about this. Hey, Kevin, if you want to pipe in here and just maybe say a few things while I'm working on trying to find this here, just so that we're not.
Yeah, sure. I noticed Edward showed up.
Hey, Edward. Nice to see you here, sir.
Hi, good evening.
How you doing, Edward?
Not too bad at all. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're just expecting a tropical storm in Miami.
All right, all right.
It's gonna be 90%.
Some rain here also.
Yeah. Yeah. 90% chance of rain tonight and tomorrow, so we'll see.
Okay, okay.
I got my umbrella and galoshes, so I'm prepared.
All right. Well, what I'm trying to do.
How's Trevor?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to figure out how I can share my screen here and play the video that I want to play, just like we did last time. So that's what I'm working on here. You guys are doing great. I appreciate all of your efforts and everything that everybody's doing. And we're going to make this happen for all of us. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I think we're in business. Found it. All right. Now I think we're ready. We are here to welcome you to our webinar, and we're all going to watch a movie, little short video here real quick, and then we'll get things rolling with the rest of the show here. So bear with me for a second here. Oh, I got to make myself host again from this account. This is so confusing. I'm sorry, guys. Make host. Yes. All right. Now here we go. Share screen. Share. All right. Here we go. Share computer sound. Hide floating meeting controls. All right. Welcome back. Thanks for showing up, everybody, to our Onpassive Power weekly webinar. I think we're going to stop using the Onpassive Power term and just call it Onpassive from here on going forward, because we're all one big family here in Onpassive. And yeah, we like to generalize ourselves and kind of put ourselves up on a little bit of a pedestal, but hey, we're all in this together and nobody's better than anybody, and we're all on the same team here in Onpassive. I'd like to take a moment to speak about one of the benefits of becoming and participating as a founder in Onpassive. Today, we had an exclusive webinar for founders only that introduced our brand new leadership council of 31, 32 people, I believe they had. We didn't get a chance to introduce every single one of them. We were a few short. So they're going to take time to do that here in the next week or so and get them introduced. But wow, what an amazing group of beautiful, kind-hearted, ready to serve people that every single one of them provide to us as a community. And being a founder means you're of the same status and stature that those people are, because they were exactly like us, just like me and you, and they have done what it takes to be an amazing part of Onpassive going forward. And what a activity for us to emulate better than the footsteps that they've already tread for us. And I'm happy to be part of that and in support of them fully 100%, because they have shown to us that they're in it to win it, just like all of us. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, why it's important for me to be in Onpassive, to be with the same status of those types of successful people, and to be of service to others in the way that we can be. Each of us come from different backgrounds. Each of us come from different walks of life. And that experience is what has brought us to this point in time together. And what a better opportunity to participate in something in life than Onpassive. Onpassive is a home run. It's a knockout of the park. It's a sloth riding on the back of a unicorn through outer space. And I saw a meme like that the other day and got a little chuckle out of it. Reminded me of Onpassive, you know, we're all sloths on the back of unicorns. Well, some of us might be Barbies, but we'll leave it at that. So I'd like to invite anyone else to join me on here, speak kind of from their heart, why they feel it's important to be part of Onpassive, and what we can actually do for our close-knit community, or even somebody that's all the way on the other side of the world. Kevin, let's go ahead and start with you. Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, we spoke earlier, and I told you about how many things I've been in since I've been trying to make money online since 2010. And so I started looking into it and joining these things that say, you know, you can make this and you can make that. All you got to do is this. And it just never materialized with enough money to survive. You know, I might have made $20 here and there, but you can't live off that. And, you know, basically, pretty much my whole life, I've had menial jobs, minimum wage. I don't really have a skill. I'm a drummer, and my dream after I graduated high school, my dream was to become a drummer in a rock band and become a rock star. And I guess needless to say, it never happened. So I didn't have anything to fall back on. So I would just get, minimum wage jobs just to pay the bills. And that wasn't even enough to pay the bills. I got a job at Tower Records on Sunset Boulevard in LA, and they were paying like $8 an hour, even though I was getting like 40 hours a week, maybe 35. It wasn't enough to get a place to rent. So I ended up sleeping in my van for the whole 3 years while I was working, which was kind of cool. It's kind of independent. It was kind of like, well, I don't have to pay rent, but I blew all my money. I didn't know where to put my money. I don't know about the stock market. I don't know about investing. I know nothing about that. So I kind of painted myself in a corner, and I was like, what am I going to do? Am I going to sit here and struggle the rest of my life? I have no outlet to make money and to survive, not even to pay rent. I'm like, I need something that's going to, make my dreams come true. My dream was to buy a house, but there's no way I can buy a house on a minimum wage job. Even though it was fun, I liked it. I loved it, actually. And then after working there for 3 years, it went out of business because of the internet. People started downloading music for free. So we started to see the decline of the customers coming in to where, people were downloading music for free. So why would they come into a record store to buy a CD for $12.99, $18.99, whatever, when you can get it for free? So that was the demise of Tower Records that had been in business, that was worldwide. It was in business for 40 years, and it just went away. And then I was like, what am I going to do? I don't know what else to do. And so I looked into online. I kept hearing about, make money online, do this, do that, and, make all this easy money real quickly. And I tried it. I tried many a programs, and it just never worked. It was always something else I needed. It was like, you got to build a blog, you got to drive traffic, you got to get an autoresponder, you got to build your own website, you got to get your own domain. It was all this stuff. They made it sound easy on the sales page. Just pay us $29 and we'll show you how to do it. And of course, there's always the upsell. But if you really want to take it to the next level, give us $79 more, and you can do this and you can do that. And it was always a dead end road. And I was like, man, I was so frustrated after 10 years. I was like, they say it works, but it doesn't work. And then when I saw your post on Facebook that said turn $25 into $2 million a month, I was like, wow. Well, I basically tried everything else, so I figured, why not? Let me see what this is all about. And sure enough, it was Onpassive. I saw the 2 videos. And after I listened to 2 videos, I was like, wow. If this thing does what Ash is saying in this video, I finally found my Valhalla, my goal, my dream. And so I went with it, and it was $97 one time. I'm like, why not? I've blown probably thousands of dollars in other stuff that never worked. And at that time, we didn't have a name, we didn't have a website. We just basically send Ash $97 to PayPal. And so I took a chance, and I was so excited that night. I couldn't wait for him to confirm my $97. I was already thinking about what I was going to spend my money on. I was like, I already thought I was a millionaire. I'm thinking, oh yeah, I want to buy a house. The house is a big thing because I was homeless at the time. So I was like, I got to do something. And so, anyways, it's evolved. It's taken 2 years, but it's evolved and it actually gotten it bigger, better, and stronger within those 2 years. And a lot of people are just like, when's it going to launch? When's it going to launch? Because they're so used to these fly-by-night websites, as I call them. And they just don't work. They go out of business in 6 months, if not less. And
it's an addiction.
Yeah, it's a shiny object syndrome. It's SOS, shiny object syndrome. And I just kept buying into it. There was this one guru that kept, every week they'd have a new product coming out. And it was this great, the best thing since sliced bread. And I just buy into it because I had nothing else. I was lost. I had no clue how to do this, but yet they told me, oh, all you got to do is this. But I did that and it still didn't work. So I was like, I just threw up my hands. I was like, I'm lost. And I had no way out. I had no trade. I played drums. I could play in a top 40 band, play covers. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be a rock star, or at least a popular band. I only wanted was one hit song to make a residual income, nonstop. Once you do the work once, and you constantly get that paycheck every month. That's all I wanted. That that was my dream, and of course that never worked. So when Onpassive came about, I was like, wow, if this works, and I believe it is. I have 100% faith in Ash, and he's got a great heart. If you can't hear Ash's heart and that, there's just something wrong. To me, I felt it, and he was genuine, and he's already been through the ring, and that was the whole thing. He's gotten burned, and I related to that. He got burned, and he's already made millions in another company. So he knew what he was doing, and I totally followed him and believed in him, and that's where we are today. And I thank God I'm a founder today in Onpassive.
100%. Me too. Glad I came across it as well. I had just come out of about seven to 10 different platforms, that addiction, I guess, if you will. Oh, this one's going to be the one. It's got to be, about 2018, since 2016, I had been in probably 15 different companies, and it was monotonous. It was time consuming. It was a pocket draining time of life for a lot of people. You know, so we've got about 8 minutes left here. Edward, do you want to go ahead and say something so that it'll be on the webinar here? It'll be on the recording. You can share it with your team.
Yes, good evening again. Good night to all present. I like Kevin's story because it gives a lot of background as to what many of us have gone through. And when you compare that with what Onpassive has to offer, it is what you call chalk and cheese. What I've found out in the year or so that I've been in Onpassive, the more you give, as far as helping people to become part of it, the more you get out of it. Most times people think that if you assist others, it's like you're competing against yourself, which is very much untrue, because in Onpassive, if you give by building your team, you're actually building for yourself also. In fact, more for yourself, because eventually when those members of your team start to develop their own teams, it means that you also benefiting, because if Trevor were to build a team of 10,000, and then let's say 10% of those persons would build teams of 10,000, everybody is part of Trevor's team. So if you help people to become members, and they help others to become members, everybody wins. In it to win it. Uh, of course, we have every tool conceivable for impacting the lives of other people. And there are countries, for example, if you continue listening to the webinars, you will find out that there are leaders in different countries that tell you that 97 US is a big salary for a lot of people. But they make the effort, they make the sacrifice, which means that if it is that important to them, when they start getting their remuneration in US currency, you can imagine the rippling effect it will have in their own economies. Because the same way it is difficult for them to join because of the cost, when they start making money and you reverse the process, it's going to have even a bigger impact in their own country. Also, you have the question of connections. I mean, when you hear about um, Dan Strick and all those guys in Onpassive Nation, I mean, just rubbing shoulders with those guys, whether it's virtual shoulders or whatever, that alone is a plus already. I mean, these are connections you'd have to pay a lot of money for, but you have it on a weekly basis. And that spells well because it says that we are all on the same level with one mission, and that is to touch as many people as possible so that they can get out of their situation and have more time and financial freedom. Uh, when you look at the gurus in other programs, they come and they give you a nice sales pitch, as Kevin was saying, but in the end, they tell you that you should give them your email address so that they could send something to you. But what they're not telling you, in fact, is that their whole mission is to get your email address so that they can do some marketing to you. And then sooner rather than later, they may have you buying something that you did not even want to buy. And then they keep using that email that you send them, and they just keep marketing to you. And the thing is, by the law of averages, you may just buy something and then they start upselling. And so we have to be very careful that we keep Onpassive close to our chest, to our hearts, because I mean, they say time is always the proof of anything. But even with the time that we have been in Onpassive thus far, we can say categorically that we know we're in the right place. And I don't think we're going to see anything like that in a hurry. People might try to imitate it somehow, but I don't think it's going to work. Not in a hurry or in our lifetime for that matter, because Onpassive has too much for somebody to imitate or emulate. And the best thing we can say is that get in, put on your seatbelts, and take the ride, and time will tell you that you have made a right decision. I feel sorry for anybody who is turning down Onpassive over and over after hearing and hearing all the good news and just not making a decision. $97 is just enough to buy a couple drinks for friends on a Friday night. And then if you think that is so much money and you miss the boat, then you're going to regret for the rest of your life. I think we are in it to win it, and we just need to tell people about it and let them make their decision.
Onpassive is going to reset this three-dimensional matrix by our combined efforts and the love that we share with everybody else. It's going to be a brand new world. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting to wake up every day and see whose life that we can instill some happiness and joy in just by participating with us. That's going to be such a grand experience. I can't wait to do that.
Kevin can even set up a free band and do some free performances.
Yep, definitely. I play piano. Kevin plays
On his
drums. I'm sure we can
yeah.
come up with something
We're,
together.
we're gonna
He
have
can
the Onpassive band. We got Tim Johnson and Todd Johnson in there. We
he can
already
do that
got it.
he can do that on his yacht.
And yeah, exactly. And the Florida Keys.
Ah,
And then you can sing, right, Edward?
oh yes.
There you go. There's our band.
And we can
Well,
have some roast fish or barbecue fish one.
Exactly.
well,
Mahi mahi.
we
That's
got
our
about a minute left here, guys. So let's say our final words and call it good. Send it.
Yeah, it's always nice to hook up again on the weekly basis. At least it keeps hope alive and keep connected. You never know when something comes up and you just have to let it out.
James,
There's
if you'd like
James.
to speak, you got about 30 seconds left to say something. I think there was another gentleman in here too. So go ahead, both of you guys. If James, the other guy left already, go ahead. I'll leave you to close us out.
My story is basically the same as everybody. We just to win it. We just to win it. The last one, we're gonna run. Excited about it.
You know, it might not seem like we're all excited because we're just like, in the moment right here, but we're actually sitting here like watching Secretariat race ahead of the horses with our jaw on the ground.
We got the winning horse, no doubt.
Yep, no doubt. You guys have a great week. We're getting ready